The Stage Door Show, celebrating the independent artist. With your host, Dave Hondell.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Stage Door Show tonight. This is Dave Hondell. You're listening to us on iHeartRadio and every platform that you get your podcast. Tonight, I'm very excited to have my guest. We have a very talented singer-songwriter out of the Philadelphia area. Her name is Alex Kaff. Alex, thank you for joining us tonight.
Hi, yeah, that's great. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Now, I know we talked a little bit, about your history before we started the show, but I want to try to get into, you being a triple threat because, not only are you a singer-songwriter, but you actually started dancing at the age of 2. So talk about that, getting into, the arts so young, and that just become a part of your DNA, I guess, as you grew up, or was it something that you kind of moved into the musical theater thing afterwards, or was dance kind of a nice foundation for you?
Yeah, it's definitely something that's always been a big part of me. I've wanted to dance before I could walk and just sing before I could even speak. Like, one of my favorite stories is when I was in my baby music class at around 2 years old, the teacher would come up to each kid and say, okay, repeat after me, and just say super simple melodies like ba, 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 and I just would sit there and I wouldn't say anything. And then afterwards, I would walk down the street back to my apartment with my parents, singing full Jimmy Buffett songs. And I just have definitely always been super passionate about music and dance. I started dancing when I was 2 years old and ultimately got really involved in theater in 4th grade. And it kind of just took off from there. And now I'm a freshman at Syracuse University majoring in musical theater. I began writing songs actually because of theater when my family took me to see Beautiful, the Carole King musical on Broadway. And I just was so in awe of Carole King's story and the way that she was able to tell her own story through music, and that was really, really inspiring to me. And I saw it as an avenue for me to tell my own stories using a medium that I was already so passionate about. Because in theater, I get to tell other people's stories, but through songwriting, I get to tell my own, and it was really inspiring to see that. And I've been working on writing songs ever since. And another thing that really helped move my passion along was I was involved in a program in high school that was a 4-year-long independent study. And at the beginning of my freshman year, I decided that I was going to write and produce an album of original songs. I didn't really know how to write music, and I definitely did not know how to produce, but by the end of senior year, I had written and produced a full album of songs. I ultimately had the opportunity to take that into a studio and record the songs, and I have released the first 2 so far, and I'm releasing the rest of the EP in the spring. So that's where I'm at the moment.
Well, I want to get back to your dancing, though, and the reason why I want to get back to that, because I think it all kind of flows together, even with the songwriting, because, people that I know in musical theater that started out in dance, because choreography is difficult, and you have to remember so many different steps and so many different moves and how to be creative and how to move and how to flow and those types of things, a lot of movement. And, just having to remember all those things. I mean, is it kind of help you to be creative in other avenues, like, being a songwriter, but also being a dancer? I mean, art, I think, all kind of blends together and using certain parts of your brain. I mean, did you find that to be the case when you write songs that, you're able to remember things and able to, kind of know how to flow through different parts of the song because of your dance background?
Absolutely. Dance has helped me just in so many areas of my life. And it definitely helps me with memory and also with developing my ear for music and writing music that makes me want to move and want to feel something, and that I can connect to and relate to, and hopefully that other people can feel the same way about, and just being exposed to so many different types of music and the way that music moves you and has a certain effect on you while you dance can really, really help while writing songs, because your ear is just really trained to what you listen for, and the beats and the melody and the storytelling, and definitely fusing creativity that I was really passionate about my whole life, and telling stories with my body and my movement and dance, and then integrating that and moving forward to tell stories through my lyrics. And I've been passionate about, I've been writing for a while. I write poems and little short stories, but infusing that with music was really able to take that to the next level for me and just create something that I was even more passionate about.
And also talking about musical theater, because this is something that I talk about on a lot of my shows with people that aren't even in musical theater. But one of the things that I think musical theater gives people is confidence. First of all, to be in front of people, to be on a stage, and to express yourself, to be vulnerable. And I saw in your bio that you mentioned that it wasn't the most popular thing to do, I guess, at that moment of your life in school with other people. So talk about that, because I think this is really important, because both of my kids did theater, and it gave them enormous confidence to do anything in life after they got out of school. And like you said, it may not have been the most popular thing. It wasn't a sport. It wasn't, the cool things, quote unquote, but it gave them so much confidence to do anything else in their life. So speak about that a little bit.
That's for sure. I think I got my first boost of confidence in sixth grade, when my director, she had known me since I was really little, and for our middle school musical, I'd been looking forward to it throughout all of elementary school, and this is going to be my first real big musical that I was going to get to be in, and she took a chance on me, and she gave me one of the leading roles in sixth grade, and I don't know that I've ever felt better about myself and about my abilities, and no matter what people would say about me or say about doing theater or having a passion, because, when you're young, having a passion's weird. Having one thing or a couple of things that you're really, really interested in is weird for some reason. It shouldn't be, but it is. A lot of people just can't wrap their heads around it at 12. So for people who do have things, especially creative endeavors that they're interested in, it definitely is seen as strange. But when I got up on that stage in front of everybody, I just felt like I could do absolutely anything. And that feeling just continued with me. And no matter how much in my day-to-day life I wasn't super thrilled with middle school, I didn't have the greatest time ever in high school, whenever I got on that stage or in the rehearsal room or in the dance studio, or I was sitting in my bed making music, it was all worth it. And I wouldn't trade any of it for the world. I wouldn't trade it for going to any party I wasn't invited to or anything, because just having something you're so invested in, and just being able to be creative and express yourself in a way that maybe others can't or don't know how to, there's nothing more exciting than doing what you love to do. And it's definitely not the coolest thing to do in middle school or high school, but I think as I got to college and understood that there's a lot of people who are now finding things that they really love to do, and they can look at what you do and really respect it, I definitely started feeling a lot better about myself in social situations and in just daily life, as opposed to just a general sense of confidence when I get on stage.
And then also, talking about the ambitious project of the EP and some of the songs, tell our listeners really what you have, out now and released, and what they can look forward to. Let's talk about some of your songs.
Yeah, I released my first single called Summer Love Song in August of 2020. And I just released my second single called Alien Love Song, the second in the duo of love songs on my EP. I just released that on January 15th, 2021. Those are the two songs I have out at the moment. And I'm expecting to release the rest of the EP this spring, which I'm really excited about. You can listen to both of those songs on any music platform under Alex Cass, wherever you listen to music.
Let's talk about Summer Love Song and how that started. When you wrote that song, and then I think the second song kind of as an extension of that. But talk about Summer Love Song and really where that started, and really the story about it.
I wrote Summer Love Song. Summer Love me a very short amount of time to write, as opposed to Alien Love Song, which did take me a few months. But I wrote the entire EP in chronological order. So Summer Love Song is it's the third song on the EP. And Alien Love Song is actually the prequel to Summer Love Song. So I wrote Summer Love Song over the summer going into my senior year of high school. I had just gotten out of a long, not relationship, but a long-term attachment I had to a person who I really just needed to not be so invested in anymore. He was also one of my closest friends.
You're what I want, not what I choose. No room for danger with my hope to lose. And I wish you happy trails on your way. I want the best for you today and every day. You're my lovesick memory, dreaming wide awake. I'm in orbit, your gravity's something I can't shake. I am an extraterrestrial when I'm landing in the land of you. Oh, you've been so unbelievable, but now I'm looking around for something new. If I should be where you are, then I'll follow my heart. But for now I will leave you an alien love song.
And it just, the timing wasn't right. And that's primarily what Alien Love Song is about. Summer Love Song was about the rebound to Alien Love Song. Right after I was decided it was time to get over my feelings for this person, I met a new person within about a week, and things really took off from there. And it was just such an exciting time, pretty short-lived, a really fun whirlwind type of experience. And I wrote a song about it.
Someone call love at first sight. I say you're taking chances one night. The stars aligned to point you my way. You followed them so blindly that day. But for the first time it never felt wrong. We would make a sweet summer love song. And if this is the last time I see your face, oh baby, I will miss your warm embrace. When winter comes I'll look back on better days, sing you'll fade away into a summer love song. Our dances in the darkness every night, collided with the colors of a sunrise. Your hands were tied around my waist when the morning breeze brushed my face. Our days together never felt wrong. We would make a sweet summer love song. And if this is the last time I see your face, oh baby, I won't miss your warm embrace. When winter comes I'll look back on better days, sing you'll fade away into a summer love song. When the leaves are so falling soon and reality's breaking through, I know that it won't be long till I'm singing our summer love song.
It's just about the excitement of having this really short-lived fling with someone over the summer. You know it's not going to last, but you know you're going to look back on it in a few months and be like, man, that was really nice.
So once you get your all your songs released and you have started a fan base and that type of thing, what do you want to do then? I mean, what's your next step after this? Because I know we're in COVID right now still, and nobody's performing yet. But once we're able to get out and perform more, are you looking to get out there and on stages and perform your music, or are you looking to continue to record more, or what's your plans?
I'm absolutely hoping to perform my music a lot more. I've had, because of COVID and because of when I started becoming a lot more serious about music and writing and releasing music, I haven't had that many performance opportunities because of COVID, but I'm really, really hoping to perform a lot more afterwards. And I've also since I wrote so many of these songs, I mean, I've continued to tweak them and change them, and I love what I've done with them, but I'm really excited about some of the stuff I'm currently working on at the moment, and just developing my sound and continuing to allow my music to mature with me, because I want people to listen to my music and just feel like they're almost growing up with me in a sense. So I'm also really excited to continue exploring different sounds, working on different collaborations that I'm really excited about, and also just expanding my fan base. I've been trying to be more active on TikTok, and just trying to grow as an independent artist during this time that's really saturated and just challenging in terms of the current state of the world.
So what do you want to? Where do you want to perform? I mean, what's the one place, if anywhere in the world, that you could perform? On what stage would you like to perform the most?
Oh my goodness, that's a tough question. I've seen, okay. I think I'll have to go with this one. I have seen 4 Taylor Swift concerts, all at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, and I just think that would be an absolute dream come true, to perform where I've seen one of my favorite artists so many times. So I think I'm going to have to go with Lincoln Financial Field.
It's funny because my daughter saw One Direction at Lincoln Financial Field, and she said it was probably the best concert she's ever seen. So that's okay. I think we'll go ahead and we'll the link is a good answer.
It's just sentimental. It's sentimental. It's a different kind of touching.
So no, I think this is one of the things that I do ask everybody that's on my show that's a singer, because I think this is important. It's kind of a serious question, but what do you want your legacy to be? When you're done singing, or years down the road after you've had a great career, what is the one thing you want your fans to walk away with from your music?
I want people to walk away from my music or from seeing me in concert and just being like, wow, that makes me feel like I can do anything. And I believe that 100%. I want people to hear my music and feel like I'm not alone, and not only am I not alone, but I can do anything I want. And it doesn't matter what people think of me, it doesn't matter what people say about me, but I can truly do anything I want and be anyone I want to be, and I'm not alone in that feeling, because that's still what I'm trying to strive towards. For my giving that gift to other people would just mean everything to me.
That's well said. That's great. And I think that, like I said, that question, I get different answers, but I think for the most part, I think people have that they want their legacy to be that, they want that empowering. They want people to feel empowered that they can do anything. And I just think that's a beautiful answer. So well said. The last thing I want to talk about is how people can get a hold of you on social media, where they can see you on social media, and also, where they can listen to your music. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, sure. I'm very active on Instagram. My Instagram is at AlexKass Music, ALEXKAS Music. I also am on TikTok at the exact same username, AlexKass Music.
Well, Alex, I can't thank you enough for being on the show tonight, and I wish you nothing but the best in your career. And I hope it's a long career and several hits down the road. We hope to have you back on the show, and so we could play your big hits, your Grammy-nominated and winning hits. So thank you for being on the show tonight.
Thank you so much for having me.